So now we are going to talk about two things today, interfaces and design patterns. I hate using this word again, design patterns, because design pattern is our way of life. So whenever we come across any program, there might be a pattern to it. The only thing that we specify that as a design pattern is, if you know the kind of patterns that exist today, you can easily crack that program. That is the idea. So consider that design pattern is your way of life as a programmer than a technical topic or a topic that can help you a better job. That is the idea. Honestly speaking, for today's session, I do not want to prepare a lot about some theoretical topics and all those stuff. I want to convey a story that we all go through in our professional life, and while we go through that story, we will also learn a pattern also as a natural process. So it's like a two plot. Our student life, the first guru that we see is teacher. So we are going to talk about a teacher's characteristics. Let us see what is the characteristics of a guru. Okay, let us see the types that we talk about here. As I mentioned, don't read anything like a class. Whenever you read a class, you see that is a type. Whenever you see an extent is nothing but what I already mentioned. Don't read it as extents. This is going to be helpful as we go along. So class is type and extents is. So we have a student who is a person. So the characteristic of a person is each person has a name. So obviously student should also have a name. So that I will leave it for now. But apart from that, student has his own attributes. I'm not talking about fields here. I'm talking about attributes. Use those terminologies. And he has behaviors also. That we'll see later. Now he has marks. When he has a characteristic of overlearning, or he has characteristics of disturbing others, or he has a characteristics of practicing. So these are all these characteristics. Now let us get into the professional life. Now let us get into guru. Guru as a type, it's an interface, because guru doesn't have a clear picture. Guru might vary. So what is the what are the behavior of a guru? A guru will have his own methods. This method is going to be specific to the guru. Okay. And he will have a behavior where if you say the method, he's going to train that person, right? Train that person. So that is his default behavior. It's a concrete behavior. Guru can train the person with different methods, but as long as his method is known, then he can train him directly. That's the idea. And then finally, he evaluates the student. Now let us test his journey with a teacher. Now students, the so-and-so is the name of the student, and he never practiced. He gets into the teacher, and then teacher trains so-and-so student by following syllabus. So the way a teacher teaches things is, teachers will have a syllabus. They will follow that syllabus to train people, and student ultimately fails here. The reason being student did not practice. Okay, that's one. And then we will get into the another characteristics, another person that we will go through in our career. There are people who are preachers. This is a very common people that you will see. Preacher, here you see preacher is a person, but he's not a guru. He's not kind of guru. So if you want to make him kind of guru, you are going to say implements guru. So preacher is also kind of guru. But when you say he's kind of guru, Java will complain, saying that you say he's a kind of guru, but he never implement what a guru is supposed to do. So guru is supposed to do all these three items. Okay, so now the method that preachers are going to do is, preachers will preach you. When they preach you, one of the most important fact is that they do not want you to understand that completely. Let us see what happens with the student's life when you go through a preacher as a guru. Note on this point, I did not put preacher or a teacher here. I always code against an interface. We will see that in detail later. That's a technical topic. So that we will see later. But now he is going through a preacher. Now when he goes through a preacher, so preachers preach you. So what is the preacher's characteristics in our corporate life? So every time I train students in our thing, one thing that I keep telling them, you get into a job, and then you have two kind of characteristics. One person who demand you to do a lot of jobs, and there's another person who's so nice, and he always says, don't do over hard work. I will help you. I will do the work. Just watch the work and tell me who is a nice person? That's a question that I always ask my student. You can put your answers also. Just for moving it, I'll say most of my students answer saying that the one who helps, who has that helping nature. But the answer is wrong. They are called preachers. The preacher's responsibility is they help you, but it is not help. The guy who asks you to work is the one who is helping you, because in a professional career, job security is one of the factors. If I am good at something, I can make you also good at something. But the problem is, if I make you good at something, then what is the role that I'm going to play? And that's a job security that we have. And that is the fundamental characteristics of a preacher, where they just keep preaching you. Your output with the preacher is going to be relatively less for your personal gain. That's the kind of preacher. So again, student fails because he did not practice. So trains and students by preaching it. That's a second kind of characteristics. And then you will get into the third category. The third category is coach. What will coach do? It's rare to find coaches. As we go along, we will find rare pieces. So coach, what is the coach is going to do? Coach is still a person, but he's not kind of guru. So we are going to make him, person is kind of guru. Again, Java complains, you did not do what a guru is supposed to do. So now I say his method is going to be guide you. They will never get along with you and do your stuff for you. They will just guide you to do what you need to do. So with them, if you look at it, trains the guy by preaching you. Why preaching? Isn't he supposed to guide me? He did not, because the student goes through the guru who's a preacher, but we need a coach.
बढ़िया, तुम कैसे हो?
Okay.
हाँ बताओ.
Okay. So
sorry for that, Satish. I think
no problem. Yeah. So now we are going through a coach. When you go through a coach, you look at what he does. He does by guiding you. So their behavior changes, but at the end of the day, they are training. Trains is a behavior that is concrete. The method is abstract. It is specific to them. So how do we model that? Is through this. We are defining an interface in Java, so with which we are specifying his abstract things, which it is specific to him. They only know what to do. That is method. So that becomes abstract. And anything that can be directly taken out of these methods, that gets into this. This is called abstract template. Most of the samples that you see with abstract template, they use abstract class, because earlier in Java, you can't support this. That is why they do that. But now you can do this in Java. With default methods. That's what we are doing. So that's how we are doing. And then there is a fourth person that I have not mentioned here, but that is the most common case. We will come across them many times, but they are the one, they help you to grow in your career a lot. Can anybody guess what type of guru that I missed here? Maybe you can type your answers. I will see that answer as we move along, but I will also say hater. Hater is also, hater is a person. Hater is a person, and also he is kind of guru. Now you can wonder, how come a hater becomes a guru? See, this is only abstract method that is required to be implemented. So for all the other people, coach, they follow the rule. They have only methods which to be overridden. Okay, but for hater it is slightly different. We will see that. What is the characteristic of a hater? So hater's method is, they will not help you. They disappoint you or discourage you. Now, what happens to a student's life with a hater. Now we have a guru who is a hater, because hater is not having this constructor. Now okay, so in this case student succeeds. The reason being, he goes through the coach, he guides you and he checks whether you practiced or not, then you succeed. So what happens to hater's case? In hater case, he not just implement the rule, he go ahead and override some of the other rules that you put. So your normal standard of evaluating a student is you train the student and then you check whether he practiced whatever you trained, then you say whether it is success or not. But in hater case, he is going to override that explicitly. He is going to override this behavior and then says, you do your work or you don't do your work, I don't care, you always fail with me. This is publicly is evaluate you, and then he says no. Now let us look at the student's life with a hater. So and so student failed. The reason being, haters method. But if you look at this, he did not train actually. So let us make him train. So the way that he train you is, yes, he also trains you. So the way that he trains you is, they will not help you, they will discourage you. Okay, that's how they train. Now let us look at the technical aspects of it. The pattern that we just talked about is called abstract template pattern. Now let us just improvise this. If you guys are using more than Java 8, from Java 9 onwards, they give you one more flexibility. If you look at the model, as I told, design pattern is nothing but the way that you can model things.
Satish, I'm sorry to interrupt you. One of the requests from the audience is that if you could, go a bit slow, in the sense that probably they are not able to understand the topics.
Okay.
I would request the individual concerned that the reason you're finding it a bit challenging to understand these concepts are because you have missed the previous session from Satish. So I would request you to go to YouTube and see the sessions, because Satish is using the same concepts over, I think this is the third week now. So it would be easy if you are aware of the first two sessions before you can understand what you're saying. So please carry on, Satish. Probably you can, just reaffirm the abstract pattern once again, just for everyone's.
No problem. Yeah. Ask me anytime. Ask me anything that is not clear to you guys. We will go through that. I will do a small recap also. So now, finally, we are into a concept. We are meeting a person, hater. So he overridden it. Okay. Now let us do one more improvisation to this. The improvisation here is, you go to Guru. The way they train, it is private to the Guru. We are getting into the area of a Guru. Evaluation is something that he needs to share with other people. That's okay, that can be public. But training is something that is his internal job. And then we are getting into him because we can't make it private as long as it is an interface. But in Java 9 or after, you can make it private, which means you cannot interfere with this. So you cannot come through a back door to train. If you don't do it, if you go with what we had earlier in previous versions of Java, this becomes all the methods are public. You can always see train, but train is something that is internal property of a Guru, and we are unnecessarily exposing it. This flexibility comes with Java 9. So as I told, every language feature that we see, do not look at manual, look at the applicability of the feature. They all help you to do one simple thing. Take the problem closer to the way that you think. It is not about lambda expression. It's not about streams. It's not about some nice looking concise code, conditional operators and all those stuff. It is beyond that, how you model your problem. That is the place where you can make a huge difference with others and the way that you do. And abstract template is one of the pattern that not many people consider it seriously, but the core Java language features, many features I can name, they are built around abstract template patterns, be it is IO, collections. Abstract template is widely used. And where we go along with Java now is Java enables your interfaces more than what it was supposed to be earlier. In functional world, interfaces are going to be much important than the classes actually. So focus on interfaces, that is one of the topic, and then focus on design patterns. Design pattern, just see what is the purpose, because the way that we do design pattern, abstract template pattern, if you ask me 2 years before, I will do it in a separate thing, in a different manner. But today I will do it in a much effective manner. That is what Java brings in. That's about abstract pattern. So abstract template pattern. Let me just rewind on what we just discussed. We had an abstract type called Guru, who has a method that is specific to him, who has a concrete behavior of training with sorry, not concrete, private internal behavior of training, and he had a publicly available behavior, public behavior, that is evaluate. Okay, so as a student you go through multiple gurus, their characteristics, their method varies. Most gurus, they follow the rules, they will just override method that is supposed to be overridden. But some gurus, they go ahead and then break the rules also to enforce certain things. That is also possible. But independent of that, if you look at the journey, a student is being evaluated on his mostly on his own performance. That is how he succeed in his career. So that's about abstract template pattern, and that's about a professional life. Please go ahead and ask questions that you have. I'll look at the chat.
Sorry, yeah, there's not much on the chat. And just for a small detour, we would request you to fill up the feedback forms, and the details, the previous sessions are again available on the YouTube channel. So anybody has any questions, please do go ahead and start asking them. Okay, if there's nothing, then shall we continue the next topic? Okay, there's a question from Sudhakar that, okay, yeah, Sudhakar, the code for the demo would be available on the Bangalore Java user GitHub page. We will be putting up that page. Probably it will be slightly delayed, so please bear with us.
Yeah, okay. I
Satish, sorry.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, Satish, one question I have. We have, right, in Java 8, we have default methods. Okay. In Java, we have singleton, like a solid principle is like a single, like interface aggregation.
Yes.
So class X has like a previously before 8, 5 methods, and those 5 methods I must implement in my implementation classes.
Yes.
But because of this default one, so sometimes I no need to kind of thing. It's kind of interface segregation enhancement, what I feel.
Okay.
Is it correct or?
Okay. Okay. Your good name?
Narayana.
Narayana. Good question. Yeah. Okay. Narayana, you need to consider from the conceptual level, let us consider first. Okay. Previously in interfaces, the only possibility is this. Correct. That is, you can define only abstract methods. Whatever methods that you put, a concrete must implement. But while doing so, the limitation that we had is sometime for this interface, there might be behavior that you don't need to explicitly be mentioned by your concrete class. You can do your own method definition also. If you think that behavior is concrete, then you use default. This came in Java 8. So the purpose is from the earlier stage, we are making, say for example, if it is the earlier case, it is going to be something like this. So what is the problem here is, even though your evaluate is common across all the gurus, you must implement this. You need to duplicate this everywhere. Clear? Is it clear, Narayana?
Yes.
Okay, but now what you can do is, if you think something that you can decide right here, not with these people, then you do the default. So default is a default behavior of an interface. So if you think anything that is concretely implemented, you have enough information to perform that function, that is default. So it reduces the duplicate code. That's one. That is Java 8. Then sometimes in order to do this, you might need certain behaviors that are pretty much internal to this guy that you cannot do, because by default all the methods that you put in interface are supposed to be public. In fact, it is even unfortunate. In some interviews, they ask a question whether you can use private methods in interface. If you say okay, you can use private, that is wrong answer. That's a wrong answer till Java 8, but that's correct answer after Java 8. So the private behavior, what they help you is, they will make sure something that you want to hide in the interface level, that you can do. It's basically, you are making interfaces more powerful, more self-contained. That is what Java 8 gives you. Clear, Narayana?
Yeah, clear.
Oh, okay. Now, as our session is all about interview question, if you guys look at the thing, we both answered same thing, but we use different terminologies. We put some decorative words around it. So that is one of the things that you can take for interviews. So whenever these questions are coming, right, you take one step ahead. You say, okay, if someone talks about Java, tell me about interfaces. Tell them, do you want an interface before Java 8 or at Java 8 or after Java 8? Then you answer the question. That gives more clarity. Just little out of context. Okay. Any other questions?
Satish, one question. Jigar this side. So with these features coming in, the boundary between the abstract classes and interfaces, doesn't it go, blur?
It is slowly. That is why if you look at this framework developers, like Spring, all the other frameworks that you see, they move towards interfaces now. If you go, a very specific example, I will tell you now. I will see that in detail when you go to Spring Boot. But in Spring, whenever you want to configure MVC, you will extend a class called MVC configurator or something. Now, if you look at it, that becomes an interface. So they are going more towards interfaces now. That's correct. Interfaces are more powerful. Try to use them as much as possible.
A very old, adage in Java was we that always try to use interfaces, because you can implement multiple interfaces, but you can't inherit from multiple classes. So if you look at, even if you go to say something JDK 1.4 or 1.3, yeah, there are some classes which implement multiple interfaces even within Java itself. So I think that also adds to what Satish was saying, that as he said, use interfaces as much as possible and avoid abstract classes as much as possible.
Okay. And just another note, this private, surprisingly, even I was not aware of this private thing. Even this is official Oracle documentation, but this private thing is not there in most of the documentations. So, but private is something that is available in Java 9. If you want to try that, you use Java 9, basically Java 11.
I hope, Sudhakar, that answers the question you had posted, that with these features interface, what is the use of abstract class in Java 8 and beyond?
Oh, yes, I got that. So now I don't find any use case for abstract class.
There is still one use case for abstract class. If you want to have Clear?
Yes.
You can't have instance variables.
Okay.
And now you can relate with my previous talk also. I specifically mentioned in a functional world, better do not do this. If you don't do it, interfaces are powerful. If you still think about the old way of doing it, then interfaces is not powerful. So this is one limitation still interface has, and that is actually an advantage. That is what I would say. It's not a limitation with interface, it's an advantage. It will not let you do that mistake.
Okay, done. Got it.
Okay. So I expected a specific question that did not come from audience. But anytime someone teaches, preaches, coaches on design patterns, please ask them this question. Okay, what is the design? What is the applicability of this design pattern in core Java? Core Java, the source code of core Java is wealth of samples with design patterns. So you always say, take 2 design pattern samples. One is something that you can see, something that you see in front of you. Take that from there. Student, teacher, these kind of objects. Or go ahead and then look at Java. Can anyone tell me in collections, where do you see this template pattern being used?
Generics.
Yeah, now let us see. This is Java util list. Java util list is an interface, correct? Let us look at the implementation. New array list. Array list is implementation. So array list should implement the list, but it is extending the list. It is extending someone called abstract list. Look at him. Whatever is common across the collections, they will be here as a concrete behavior. Whatever is specific, that will be here. That is template. One question that Raja asked, can you compare interfaces in Java 8? Yeah, the private is the main difference. Private operator. Okay, so after this also, any questions that you guys have, once we put the recording regarding the template method pattern, it had an example of some bank. Yeah, so always if you think the examples are alien types for you, then do not even look at that examples. Take the types closer to your heart. Then you can learn this very, very effectively. Okay, so that is about,
Satish, sorry to interrupt.
No problem.
Yeah, just you have one question, right? It is extend list, and I came to here, and after that I missed it. So your question is where we are using this kind of template pattern, right? For that one, all generics is following. It is typecasting, right? Those methods we are using. Am I correct or wrong?
Okay. Generics. When you say generics, right? Generics is not a class. Who is this? Siddharth?
No, it's
not
Narayana?
not exactly generics. Suppose take a class we are creating any department class. At the time, what will happen? We will create a departments like a engineering department and sports department. Based on that, we are creating the objects and we are using it, right? There we are using this template pattern.
Okay, that is not. Who's this? Whose name? Who is this? What is it?
So this is Narayana.
Narayana. Okay, Narayana. Generics is kind of a language feature. That is like a class, interface, methods like that. It is not a pattern as such. That cannot be taken as a pattern. Generics cannot be taken as a pattern.
Okay, thank you.
And I will note down this point. I'll specifically cover this when I cover the advanced part of generics later. Okay.